All right, y'all. So I'm back. I am fully washed in the shower. I am fully bodied up with the sprays and the deodorant and lotion. The teeth is brushed, and the facial routine is done, and I'm definitely ready for bed. The bonnet is applied, okay? But I wanted to come on and talk to you all about the post office, okay? So in case some of you all are trying to start a new career and you all are wondering, is the post office for me? Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I think it's for you, who I think it's for, and who I think it is not for. Okay, so let me just go over my background. So I've been working for the post office now for 5 years. I started in 2020 working during the pandemic. They needed help, of course, and I came on as Christmas help, as seasonal help. And so when I came on, I was part-time. So when you're part-time at the post office, you are considered what's called a PSC. And a PSC is a part-time help. They are the postal assistant, so all over the post office. So wherever you're needed, that's where you go, okay? As a PSC, you can work anywhere from 8 hours to 12 hours or more if they need you to, okay? As a PSC, you don't really have many benefits. You get one off day. I do not miss having just that one off day, but you get one off day, and you just have to do whatever and wherever you're needed, right? It sounds grueling, but it's actually not. If you can hang in there and you can make it through and get converted to a career employee, it's worth it, okay? So a PSC though, I was making more money as a PSC, which was crazy. I was making more than the regular employees, career employees, because I wasn't having a lot of stuff taken out of my check. And so that is something that I do miss. But however, I'm not going to sneeze at what I'm making now, okay? And so let's go over just the post office in general. Okay, so there are a lot of moving parts with the post office, and so we do a lot of things. I happen to work in the warehouse. The post office is 24/7 and never closes. So the stations that you drop your mail off at, those are just particular stations where the carriers get the mail from, and they leave out of to, drop the mail off in their trucks and everything like that. When you drop your mail off at the post office, it doesn't just go from one destination to the next. It has to go through a process before it gets to that next destination, okay? And we do that so that people can be able to track the mail. When you get that tracking number, you can be able to track it and things of that nature. And so that's why it has to go through a process before it gets right to who you're sending it to, okay? And so I work in the warehouse. The warehouse is 24/7 and has 3 shifts. I happen to work the overnight shift. I start work at 10 p.m. and I get off at 6:30, like I said prior, okay? I like working overnight because I feel like I can come home, I can unwind like I have showed you all, and I can get in the bed, get some sleep. If I go to sleep right now, I probably will get up at about, I might get up at about 4:30, and I may do some little things, fix some lunch or something like that, and then go maybe lay back down, or maybe I'll work on some business things, or maybe I'll work out or whatever. Just depends on what's going on. But I will say, if you are a night worker, sometimes I am really tired and I do not even get up until about maybe 6. And at that point, it's time for me to kind of, get myself ready to go to work. The downfall of it is that if you are in a relationship and I am married, and my husband has to be at his place of business at 2 p.m. And so he sometimes leaves the house at about maybe 11 a.m. And so when he leaves, I'm asleep and I don't even know that he's gone. So it's kind of like we're passing each other, and so we do not get to spend as much quality time as we would like to prior to me working for the post office. So if you do not have a firm foundation relationship, then the night shift might not be for you, okay? You might want to work on the day shift. You might want to do come in early in the morning, get off at 2. That way, if your significant other gets home, y'all can have that bonding time together. But me and my husband have been together for a good length of time, and so, you know, we kind of figure it out. We figure out our days where we can spend more time together. I'm off on Saturday and Sunday, and so in the evening, Saturday and Sunday, me and him see each other more often, and we see each other more often Monday morning too, because I'm up a little earlier because I didn't work the day before, so I'm able to see him. So your relationship can sustain. However, if it's a test though, if you do work the night shift and your significant other works the day shift, it's almost like you're always going to be passing. So that is a challenge. However, it can work and it can be possible to happen, okay? So like I told y'all before, I work in the box section and we handle mail that for banks, for healthcare facilities, and we handle a lot of P.O. box mail. All the mail we handle really is P.O. boxes, and there are a whole bundle of P.O. boxes, a lot of them, and so we have to make sure that the mail gets to those P.O. boxes and everything. And so it's actually the easiest job that I have had in the post office. I have worked some really grueling jobs since I've been in the post office, and the one I work now is actually the easiest one. So I'm kind of like riding right now on staying in this particular job. Now, the exciting thing about the post office, y'all, is the fact that if you do not like your job, like, and I have never ever had this happen, right? There is never a job out there where if you don't like your job, you can switch jobs, okay? And that's what's called bidding. So when you become a career employee, which is a full-time employee, say I don't like the job that I'm working right now, I can, every month, a bid packet comes out that has other jobs that are open and available, okay, within my district. So I can go on the packet and I can bid on a different job. Great, right? So I can bid on a different job if I do not like the job I'm in now. If I come up and I win that bid, then I can be moving out of a job that I did not like. Maybe I don't like the supervisor, maybe I don't like the way the job is going, yada, yada, yada. I can move out of that job and I do not have to stay in that particular job. And you can do this every month. So until you find a job that you jive with, that you love, you can just keep on moving. And you know, until you find a job that you like, which I think is really dope. Another thing about the post office, it has a lot of really good benefits. We have great health insurance. We have 2 retirement savings accounts. One is called the TSP. I think a lot of other government workers have that too, but it's the TSP, and you can put in a certain percentage and the job matches that percentage. We also have a retirement fund that they set up for us in addition to the TSP. So one thing that the post office does do is they do set you up for retirement. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Another great thing about the post office is that you it's a lifetime job. Once you turn career employee or regular employee, it's almost like you cannot do almost anything to get fired. Now, you can get fired, like if you're stealing or doing something crazy, things like that, you can get fired. However, it is going to be hard for you to get fired if it's not something to the degree of where you hurt someone or you stole or something like that, okay? And why is that? Because we have a fire union. When I say we have a really good union, because our union reps will go to bat for you, and they almost always find a loophole where the supervisors may have messed up that can get you your job back, or that can get you back in the building if you were put out of the building or whatever the case is. Now, I'm not telling you to go and do something that's going to get you put out the building or have to have the union fight for you. However, what I am saying is that we do have a union that does fight heavily for us, and we have a really, really good union, okay? We also have, of course, at the beginning of the year, we get our leave. We get about 3 weeks, I believe, of leave to use for the year. So I advise people to use it wisely, okay? But what is really dope is that we get paid for 8 holidays. Now, you can decide to take 4 of those holidays and trade it in for leave hours. So if you don't want to get the money, and say you're saying, okay, for Christmas, instead of me getting the holiday pay, I want to get the hours instead. You can fill out a form and they can swap the pay for your hours. So that can add an extra day onto your leave that you have at the beginning of the year. So say if you do that 4 times, you add an extra 32 hours onto your leave that you already have. So that's an extra 4 days that you will have in leave. So I think that's really dope that they do that as well. Okay. How much money do I make at the post office? I know y'all want to know. So I would say when I started in 2020, I came in the door as a part-time employee, really Christmas help. It was such a blessing that when I came in 8 months later, I turned career employee, which was a blessing because a lot of postal employees, when they come in as part-time help, they do not, back in the day, it used to take them 5 years to turn career employee, okay? Because when you're a career employee, you're like in there like swimwear. That's a solidified job that you're going to have for life unless you mess it up or until you retire, right? Unless you mess it up. When you're a part-time employee, they could say next week, oh, we don't need you no more. Or if you do something out of pocket, they could let you go or what have you, and you won't have a job anymore at the drop of a hat like that if you're a part-time. But when you're a career, that's not the case. You kind of like, even if the work is slow or whatever happens, you're still going to have your job, okay? So how much money do I make? So when I first started the post office in 2020, I came in and I was making like 18 something dollars an hour, okay? Why is the dogs barking in the neighborhood? I have the most ghetto dogs in my neighborhood. I live in a really good neighborhood, but the dogs are ghetto. So anyway, so I started with $18 and something an hour, okay? From 2020 to this point, at this point, I now am at $28 an hour. Do the math and think about it, okay? I have had a total of 5 or 6 raises since I've been at the post office, okay? I have never worked a job where I have gotten a raise 5 or 6 times over, okay? I literally have had a $10 increase in my money in 5 years of working at the post office, okay? That is unheard of and absolutely amazing. I know people that have not had a raise in 5 years, okay? And to know that I was able to get raises in a total of 5 years that equaled out to $10 extra in income, that's pretty dope, okay? So what do I do with my money that I get? Of course, I have regular everyday living expenses like my rent, groceries, utilities, things like that. However, my difference is that I have a partner that helps me so I don't have to do everything by myself. However, the extra money I have started this year, which I brought this book last year and I didn't get into it. I have decided to really aggressively do the 100 envelope challenge, and that is when they have books out there and you have slots that are numbered with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it goes all the way up to 100, and you put the amount of money in the slot. By the time you finish this book, you should have $5,000 something. And so with the extra income that I find myself having, I am going to jump aggressively into saving extra money. Even though the post office sets you up for retirement and things of that nature, I want to make sure that I have an outside source where I can be saving my money as well, okay? So with that being said, how do you apply for the post office, okay? And let me just go back to the money part of it. There are luxuries that I enjoy with the post office that I was not able to enjoy before the post office. Now, these luxuries include getting my nails done. I'm a nail girly. I've always liked the nails, but truth be told, you know, getting your nails done these days is not a cheap expense. I can go to the nail shop and get my nails done and my feet done and easily spend like $120, okay? I did not have that luxury before, and now I'm able to do those things, okay? I'm able to go on trips now. I'm able to hang out with friends. I'm able to just live a better life, because at this point in my adult life, I'm making more money than I have made in my whole adult life, really, which is, you know, and I'm not ashamed of it. I don't feel any type of way about it. I'm thanking God that I'm at this point in life, because I love it here. I love it here. And I'm looking forward to the increases that they are going to give, in the future, because I know it's going to happen. So, you know, I enjoy some really great luxuries that I wasn't able to enjoy before the post office. Another thing, the people at the post office that you work with become your family. I have met two beautiful, amazing women that I have grown to love, that we are friends. We go hang out, we do brunches, we do road trips, we anything. We do sipping paints, we do all type of things, and they are genuine, beautiful women, and I met them at the post office. And you have other people that you're cool with, because you think about it, you spend a lot of your time there. So you end up growing a relationship and a rapport with these people, okay? And so that is the beautiful side of working in a facility such as the post office. The managers and supervisors, a lot of them are messed up. And they need training, but I believe that is something that has to start at the head and it has to trickle down. So that is something that's going to be an ongoing issue within the post office. However, if you bite your tongue, keep your head down and just do your work, and try not to get into it with them, you should be fine. In the event that you do find yourself, though, having to a supervisor that is unreasonable, that's maybe talking down to you, treating you unfairly, you can do what is called a grievance, and you can file that on them, and you can get paid for these grievances, okay? So the supervisors, in hindsight, they don't want the smoke. They don't want the grievances. However, a lot of them do sometimes want the smoke, because they know that they are a career employee. They've probably been with the post office for a while, and it's going to take a lot for them to get out of the door. So the most you can do is file grievances on them, and grievances do affect them, though, because they can get set down. They can get talked to by their boss. A lot of other things could happen with them. So don't be discouraged from, you know, standing up for yourself within the post office or with any job, okay? Lastly, about the post office, it's just a really good job. It is a really good job. And if you're saying to yourself, I need a change, I need something this year, I need to make more money, things of that nature, I need to do something that I feel where I make a difference, where I matter, where I am pouring into other people, things like that. There are a lot of jobs that do that. However, the post office is one of those jobs where you can make great money, where your situation can definitely change from what it is now to a better situation, okay? And so if you want to do that, you need to go to www.usps.com/careers and just look around and see what they have available. I'm not a paid spokesperson for the post office. I know I sound like that, but however, it is my job, and I wanted to come on and share with you all the afterlife, actually. Not afterlife, I don't want to say that. That sounds like death. But the after shift, let me put it like that, of a postal worker. And I work overnight. And so this has just been me just telling you all about the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and what I do to unwind after I get off of work. So yeah. That's it. That's all I have for y'all. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and I do interact and will answer them for you. If you love this video, I'm going to be putting out more things like this. You can go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, but most importantly, subscribe to my channel. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all for joining me, and I will talk to y'all really soon.